Hello. Today I am on a 111 Ranger, and my goal of this video is to kind of look at Ranger headshotting versus Rogue Assassination. They're very similar abilities. They both attack humanoid mobs. In this case, the Ranger, who is 111, can headshot 110 or lower humanoid mobs. My 115 Rogue can assassinate 114 or lower humanoid mobs. For instance, this settler in front of us is a humanoid mob. I assume I could headshot him, but for the fact that I would lose faction if I do that. And I probably should make clear, when I say I assume I can headshot him, I have in fact assassinated a lonely fisherman standing on the beach just to see if I could. And I was able to. And then I thought, do I really need faction at level 115 here? But I don't really need to headshot mobs enough that I'm going to do that. And here are these beautiful kittens. I love them. They're very cute. No one would kill them. And when I say no one would kill them, I mean that seriously, because you can't kill them. I tried. They're level 5, by the way. So I'm coming out here into the Overthere proper. I'm going to look for Sarnak. I'm going to try and assassinate them. I have my setup here, but I'm not going to tell you much about it because I don't main a ranger. My buddy mains a ranger and a druid and some other classes. I stay away from those classes. So this is just what I've set up, modeled on my rogue, but I'm not really comfortable with the way the abilities are set yet. I don't know where they are intuitively, which is why I set up this cheat sheet here for headshotting. Got auto fire, cover tracks, innate camouflage, Outrider's Evasion, Weapon Shield Discipline, Hide Corpse, Vine Lash, Flusterbolt, Blusterbolt, and the AA root. Fluster and Bluster are punt and root type abilities. Vine Lash is an area effect. It roots the mob, and when it fades, they turn into a snare. I could also use Harmonious Arrow, which is a pulling technique for rangers. It has an area effect, lull or calm, and then only impacts the mob you choose to pull. It's probably better in a sense than the Ranger or the Rogue Smoke, because the Rogue Smoke is a mez-based object, and a lot of mobs can't be mezzed. On the other hand, I can mez higher level mobs, I believe, up to 118, I believe, whereas I have to check, but lull and calm often only goes up to 110 or lower. So they are differing abilities. Another area of a difference is cover tracks. I use Escape routinely and often. Escape is my get out of jail card ability, where I get Evader's invisibility and I drop aggro. Cover tracks is the same ability as Escape, except it takes 8% of your mana, whereas Escape takes 2% of a rogue's endurance. But more importantly, cover tracks can only be used every 10 minutes. I've never realized what a pain it is waiting for cover tracks to re-come up, whereas Rogue Escape can be used every minute and a half. So if worst comes to worst, just run for a minute and a half and then hit Escape. Innate Camouflage, you have invisibility to live mobs, whereas Rogue Shroud of Stealth, SOS, you are invisible to everything, and the difference is a mob that can see through invisibility generally can't see through your stealth, without some exceptions. I don't mess with Sabertooths as a rogue or a ranger because they snare you and they run fast, and so they're right up to you, and the next thing you know, you're trying to hit your cover tracks or escape, but because you're still within the range, it's hard to get out of there. Cliff Goblins are summoned mobs, so they would be the target of choice for mages, because mages can do additional damage to summon mobs, whereas I'm looking for humanoid mobs, which in this case means I am looking for Sarnak. And preferably Sarnak that I can kite a little bit and be fairly safe on the beach. So along this beach is a nice place to kite because the crabs aren't particularly social. So what you do is you might look for a Sarnak that you want to attack and pull him down to this beach area. Yeah, there are tigers down there, so you have to be careful. The tigers are bad. That is the one thing, is I'm usually at a distance and I'm focused when I'm using headshot. Oh, another huge advantage of headshot is you'll notice I do not have my cleric up. So I'm not splitting my experience with my cleric. So here we are. Let's see what we got up here. Some crabs, I don't care about them. So we will entrap that mob and let him come up here. Let him turn on auto fire. But we're not going to start rooting or blustering him at this point because I want to put him in a little bit of a safer area. So now I'm happy, so I hit Flusterbolt. Let's try the old root. So I've tried to get away from other mobs, and I'm trying to get away where he won't kite into a mob. And I can come up here if I'm smart, start using these abilities, which will probably break root. And he's dead, and I've got experience. So that's the first mob. And we're looking for something else. And I'm not going to pretend that I'm that skilled on a ranger. On a rogue, I feel confident. But on a ranger, it's a new class to me. And so I'm just playing with some of these abilities. So I come away from those dogs. There's the tiger. And let's see if we can grab this guy. Up, and there's two. So Vine Lash. Lusterbolt. And then turn on auto fire. I didn't want to, but I got to. Okay, he's dead. Now we got this other guy. So we're going to let him come up here. Again, for the same reason, I'm going to try and avoid aggroing a lot of additional mobs. And trap is a fairly long-lasting thing. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to run here, select myself, and heal. Now we're safe. This is what we want. Select the mob. Flusterbolt. Bluster. Auto fire. Vine Lash. Now, I'm obviously not comfortable with headshotting, whereas I'm very comfortable with assassination. We get used to the things we get used to. But I think clearly headshotting is the better ability in the outdoor zone. Indoor, where you may have difficulty getting to a range, you might choose assassination as a preferred ability. In either case, you use what you've got. Both assassination and headshot should proc at the same rate. I'm using one ancient arrow in this character's bow. So presumably doing decent damage. It's a 23 delay blow. I don't have the Bow of the Destroyer, which may or may not be the preferred and best headshotting ability. Got to be careful, we got that. Rummaging Rhino, which Rhinos aggro on everybody. So I'm hugging the wall as my chosen place for safety. Yeah, it is nice not to have to use a cleric merc, so you can truly solo as a ranger. And you have to keep in mind, this is a 111 character as opposed to my 115 rogue, who has some additional abilities. They're standing in the midst of some cactus. If I got close, they would aggro on me, but luckily I'm at a distance, so. And it's dead. And I'm going to end this video, which has gone on 11 minutes and probably wasn't as interesting. Again, to sum up, I like headshotting. I think it's probably more effective outdoors, whereas assassination might be more effective indoors because you don't have to be at a distance, bow distance. I'm going to talk to you later.